So this is a breather that was originally on the engine. I believe that these are no longer available, although there is a stainless steel version that you can buy, but it's quite costly. It'd be nice to use this again, so I'm going to attempt to clean it up. Inside is a mesh of some sort and it's full of oil and gunk, and it'll need cleaning thoroughly if it's to have any chance of working again. So the first thing that I did was remove the rust in the original coating from the breather. I used a combination of random orbital sander, a wire wheel and a drill, and my trusty Black & Decker Wizard. The combination of all three tools made the job fairly simple, and I was left with a surprisingly clean breather. Now people had told me to clean it with petrol or diesel, but I decided to opt for degreaser. I just thought that by doing this I've not ruined it somehow, but I'll be coating it later with POR 15, and it needs to be a very clean and grease-free surface for good adhesion, so I just went for it and washed it in degreaser. Fingers crossed it'll be okay. After cleaning it, I plugged the end and I filled it with degreaser and left it to soak for a few minutes. Then I washed it thoroughly to remove all the dirt and the grime, and you can see how much crap actually came out. To prevent flash rusting and to make sure it was thoroughly dry, I used a hairdryer. What was interesting to see was that despite the hot air being sent through, the air coming out the nozzle was actually cold, so I'm guessing that's the wire mesh doing the job it was designed for. I compared the internal mesh now it had been cleaned and it looked a lot better. I can't expect perfection as it's 40 years old, but it's not looking too bad. It certainly looks usable. So I decided to crack on and I gave it a good coating of the POR 15. Ideally an etch coat is applied before the coating, but I took a chance on this occasion. The POR 15 gives it a superior finish compared to finishes like Hammerite, but there is a lot more prep work involved and there's also a big price difference. But the finish left behind is so smooth and it's really strong. So strong in fact that if you don't clean the lid and the lip when you put it back on, chances are you're never going to get it off again. Now I'm using a foam brush to apply the coat, which is recommended by the suppliers. You can't clean the foam brushes afterwards, so I tend to just use the end of the brush, and once it's dry I cut the foam back a little bit and use it again. Once painted, I left it overnight, and yes, it did stick to the MDF, but after cutting it away with a Stanley knife, it looked pretty good. I fitted it loosely to the engine to make sure that it fitted properly and attached the little filter that goes on top. So that's another job ticked off the list.